We're out here taking a walk with my brother.
I'm a cute baby.
It's like, where'd my mama go in? His mom's way over there somewhere. She went somewhere behind those trees. And there goes the baby. Okay. Me and Mom prepping for Aunt Karen's wedding. Say hi, Mom.
Hello.
He stopped talking. And yeah. On a walk with my dad.
Huh?
Looking for sand dollars. Everybody else is still asleep. Okay, I could be wrong, but I think they're orcas because there's like a bunch, and then if you come over here, watch it. Oh, there's one, if you saw it. There, see, there it is again. And then there's another one coming. And orcas travel in packs. I know it's not focusing. I'm zoomed really far in. I'm trying. There's one. Oh, there they are. Good morning. It's Sunday, so today we go home to see our babies. We're so excited, and we miss them a lot. We've been talking about bringing them back. I mean, we're going to come back anyways, because now that my aunt lives here, and we're going to miss her. So, anyways, the girls would love this. Oh my gosh, they would be so excited. And the brisk air just, it's just so nice to wear a hoodie all the time. And I mean, even in the winter time in Texas, you don't know, you might not be wearing a hoodie that day. You might still be in shorts and a tank top. So it's really nice to feel that every day. You know you're going to have to put on that hoodie. We're going to walk the beach a little bit before we leave. So we got up a little extra early. But I got up at 5. It was 5:30. Because I had to use the restroom. And it was already daylight outside, which is weird. My mom was saying that it gets daylight around like 4:30 here. I didn't know, and I mean I still don't know because I wasn't up at that time, but when I got up at 5:30 and it was daylight, I was like, wow. So maybe, I don't know, it's kind of cool. So yeah, we're gonna go look for some more sand dollars and seashells, and yeah, we'll see y'all whenever we get home. He's so cute. I want to take one home. There's got to be a mom somewhere if there were two babies.
Well, I'm gonna find out.
They're looking. No, the mom's looking at you, Cody.
Where's that?
Behind that boat. She's literally looking at you. Turn around. Look at the very last boat. Oh, maybe.
There she is.
Was that her or was that a baby?
That's the mom right there.
Yeah. She was like, you better get away from my babies. Look, what's that? Another one.
Holy shit, look at them.
What? There was another one running and these birds were trying to attack it.
Yeah, no, I saw it running on the highway.
She's waiting on her baby.
The babies ran back in the field, in the woods over here. And the mom
And
sat
she's
down.
waiting for the other baby. Is it coming yet?
I don't know, he's getting tapped by birds.
The bird stopped crowing, so
There it
I...
goes.
Oh, there it is.
Look at it.
I think it has something in its mouth. I can't tell.
That's fucking cool.
Oh no, that one's scared.
Come on. Let's go before you come over here.
Is that the dad maybe?
Yeah, that's mama.
No, that's not the mama. The mama ran off already.
Well, let's go.
Where's the family?
Oh, there's one right above it.
Oh my gosh, he's looking at you too.
Come on, let's go.
Right there.
Where you jump down.
He's trying to look out that window. His whole head was turned. So we're home finally. I mean, we got back yesterday, of course, but our flight was delayed in the air, kind of. So on the way there, our flight was delayed by 82 minutes, which is kind of a good thing because we literally got to the gate with 1 minute to spare before the original time to board the plane. Well, actually for takeoff. So I'm kind of glad that it was delayed there. And then once we got on the plane, there was lightning strikes. So apparently if there's lightning, then anyone outside has to go in. Nobody can be out there. No planes can leave and no planes can come in for 30 minutes. And so we had to sit there for 30 minutes. Then there was 30 planes leaving after they got the okay to open back up. And so we had to wait for all of them to go before we even backed out of the dock, I guess is what you call it. And then we could back up and get on the runway and go. But then once we got in the air, we were fine. But that 4-hour flight turned into a 6-hour flight. But Caden slept most of the way there, except for like 30 minutes to eat and play for a little bit, change his diaper. And then, you know, we landed and everything went smoothly from there. And then on the way back, it was horrible. Luckily, we didn't hit turbulence either plane ride, thank goodness, because that's like the worst and the scariest. My brother Nathan had said that on his way there they hit clear air turbulence, I think is what they call it, and they fell like, I don't know how many feet out of the air, but he said like everybody was screaming, and he said that it was really scary. But it's funny because he's not, I mean, he climbs cell phone towers, so he doesn't really get scared of anything, and he's flown millions of times. So for him to say that, I probably would have cried or had a heart attack or something. So I'm really glad we didn't have any of that. But on the way back, we always get flagged for our bags because we have the formula, and we have water bottles, which you're not supposed to carry through the security. You can have empty water bottles and you can fill them up after you go through security and stuff, but you can't have your own. Of course, they let us bring it, but they have to check our bags before they can give them back to us. So we always get flagged, so that always takes a little bit longer. But, we've never flown before. Well, I have, but back in like high school, so I didn't remember anything. Cody's never flown, so. And DFW was a little different. They actually whenever we went through security, they just let us take our bag that we were supposed to check in through the gate and like to where we were supposed to go. And so they checked it in at the actual gate of the plane for us. And so whenever we get there to leave to come back home, we didn't know like the actual process that you were supposed to go through. So we get there like an hour and a half, I think, before we are supposed to board. And we're like trying to find out where to go. And then we're in line for them to take the bags to the plane. And then they're like, oh no, you have to have your tags. And so we were like, okay, like where do we get those? So then they tell you to go to the kiosk and get them there. Well, then whenever we left, they texted me the boarding passes after I signed in. Well, this time they didn't text me, and I couldn't like sign in, and so I didn't have the boarding passes. So then whenever we get to the kiosk, it's like scan your boarding passes, and since we didn't have them, we had to go find someone to help us because we didn't know how else to do it. So anyway, they got our boarding passes for us, and they got us going. So anyway, so then we go back, check in our bag, and then this lady is just kind of yelling, like not really yelling, but like just hurrying, people along, like, okay, if you're doing this, then like come this way. But she didn't like ask us any questions. She was just like telling us like, oh, for this, come this way, for this, come this way. And we thought like the people in front of us were going over there, and so we kind of thought that was where we went. So we stood in that line for absolutely no reason, and we get to the front, and they're like, oh no, you need to be over there. And so we were like, oh, okay. So then we had to go to another line and sit in that line, and then that was where we were supposed to be. After that, we didn't get lost, but then of course that was security. Then we go through the bags, get checked. Then we have to get on the train. And in Seattle, it was like literally you have to go like upstairs for security, and then downstairs for the train to get to Gates Inn, which is where we were supposed to be. And then you have to go back upstairs to get to the actual gate after you got off the train. And so it was just a fiasco. And like people would take the elevators with just bags, like people that can clearly walk just fine. And so there was like a huge line. So we just decided to just take the stroller up the escalator, and I just held the front of it or the back of it, and Cody held the front. So we were just like, whatever, we're not waiting in that line. Anyway, so then we get there. Our plane is delayed 22 minutes, which again is okay because we get there with like 20 minutes to spare because we got lost so many times. And we hadn't eaten, so Cody went and grabbed us like some Wendy's, and we just scarfed down our food because we didn't know we were allowed to bring food on the plane. So we threw half of our fries away, and then whatever, we board, everything's fine. Well, then whenever we get in the air and we get to Texas, we're like circling around Lubbock just millions of times. And I don't know how long we were actually above Lubbock, but our 4-hour flight turned into a 9-hour flight. We did not circle Lubbock the whole time. But anyway, so it was storming in Dallas, and so we couldn't fly into Dallas, and they had to wait to tell us what, like, traffic control was trying to tell, you know, our pilots what to do, and we had to wait for them to give us the go or where we were going, things like that. So first he says, if we don't have the go ahead, then we're going to fly to Austin and land in Austin. And so we're like, oh gosh, okay. Then they said they would let us know in 15 minutes. Well, it had been like 30. I don't really know that, but probably, like, it was definitely longer than 15 minutes, but maybe it was 20 minutes. I don't know. So he comes back on. He's like, well, we're headed to San Antonio, which we already knew that only because my parents were tracking us. And so they had told us, like, because we were on the Wi-Fi, well, it looks like you're headed to San Antonio. And then Mackenzie had texted us, and whenever we texted her and said, we're headed to San Antonio, she goes, I know. And so they already knew before we knew where we were going. And anyway, so we land in San Antonio, and then we sit there for 2 hours. But luckily, we didn't get off the plane. We stayed on the plane, and we gassed up. There were other planes in front of us that were supposed to be gassed up, but I guess they had actually skipped all of them and came straight to us, so that when it was time, we could just go. So by the time we got there, they said Dallas would be opening up in 30 minutes. And so we were like, okay, but I guess planes just take a while. So we ended up leaving San Antonio 2 hours after we landed in San Antonio. And then we were able to fly into Dallas and get off the plane. So we were supposed to be home at we were supposed to land at like 3, be home by 5 at the latest, 5 or 6. And we didn't land until 10, I think. And we didn't get home until like 11:30. And Cody and I were starving, so we got into town, and we live right next to Cody's parents, like not next door, but just right down the street. And so, and that's where the girls were staying. So we just decided, let's go get Taco Bell first, then get the girls so we don't have to go back across town, and that way we can go home, talk to the girls while we eat, and like catch up and stuff. And I really wish I would have gotten us coming to them and knocking on the door and stuff on video, because it was the sweetest. But I actually left my phone in the truck. Here comes River. What's up, baby?
I was trying to close the window, I was trying to close the blinds, because I was trying to fix them, but then it broke on this side.
Okay.
And now I can't bring them back up.
Well, we'll fix it. It's okay. Daddy will be able to fix it, I promise.
I tried.
It's okay.
I want to do it now. I want to open it.
Well, I'll come in there in a minute. I'm doing a video for YouTube.
Hi.
So, anyways, greeting them after we got back was the sweetest thing ever. Like, Kenzie and River just like hugged me so tight, and then Kenzie was like, where's Daddy? And I was like, oh, he's outside. So she just ran to him and jumped on him, and it was just really cute. So anyways, but we're just happy to be home with our babies, and we get to show them all of our pictures, and we can't wait to take them back because it was so pretty, and our pictures and videos don't really do it justice. It was just beautiful. So yeah, we're excited to take them back and visit with Aunt Karen, and yeah, so